Hi, 395 students. I hope you're having a decent day. It's not a good day. I can't imagine it's all that good anyway. I'm walking out the front door of our house because I'm going to talk to you about theme and variations. And walking through the neighborhood is a good way to do that. You can see, looking around the neighborhood, familiar kinds of variations on a theme. Let's talk about variation a little bit. We started the course with what? Transformation, self-regulation, and wholeness. That's what's necessary for a structure. We talked about Wittgenstein and the notion of family resemblances. We talked a lot about definitions. We talked a lot about memory and how we recognize things because of these family resemblances. I'm walking around this neighborhood because what you're seeing is transformation, self-regulation, and wholeness. We've talked in musical terms about some architectural things. For example, binary, ternary, rounded binary, sonata, and last time about rondo. Now we're going to talk about theme and variations. It's a term, I should say a phrase that you hear a lot. It's kind of an idiom, isn't it? Variations on a theme. Something is a theme and variations. We're used to that notion. There's some basic structure that then is ornamented in some way. When we talk about theme and variations in musical terms, that's all we're talking about. We start with some basic theme, and we're going to have, following that, a series of variations that are similar movements. We're going to see this in the Mozart piece that's kind of variation on what we call Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. It's not what he called it. Sometimes variations are continuous. You go from one to the other without a break. Most of the time in the 18th century and 19th century, they are actually separate movements. We're going to see that sometimes the movements are mere ornamentations of the original. There's also a notion of character variations, which means that a variation is not just an ornamentation of the original, but you've really changed the character in a lot of ways. The threshold from ornamentation to character variation, sorry, I was waving at the bishop there. It's sometimes a fine line. If, for example, you write a variation of the original theme that changes it from major to minor, that will change the character. If you change it from fast to slow, that will change the character. If you change it from homophonic to contrapuntal, that will change the character. What we're going to see is there's some things in this Mozart set of theme and variations where it's like, boy, that really changes the character. And others where it's like, oh, it's just an ornamentation. When we listen to the Benjamin Britten variations, I'm going to send you two pieces, the Nocturnal and the Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra. Here we get into really radical variations in character from one moment to the next, or one section to the next, one passage to the next, one variation to the next. Now, I'm walking around the neighborhood in part because it's, again, just to show you that all these houses are variations on a theme. You have a foundation, you have windows, roof, walls. Within it you have a living room, bedrooms, and so forth. Each one a variation, sometimes a radical variation of others that you have passed, and sometimes subtle variations. If you were in a tract area, you would see very simple variations. In this area, they can be fairly different. This home, for example, this home has only one story throughout. No basement, no second story. This home looks familiar. Many you've seen. The home right next to it. It's a little bit different. Looking back, you see some grander variations in character. I'm walking around also because I was going to make you a video tomorrow that was maybe a little more polished and prepared. But tomorrow it's going to snow, and that's actually maybe the best example of our transformation, self-regulation, and wholeness. When I was in high school, we had a student who moved into our high school in California, and his name was Rushdie from Egypt. He'd never seen snow. We didn't have a lot of snow in California. But I did know a few things about snow. And I told him that every snowflake was different, and that they all had 6 points, but none were the same. And he absolutely did not believe me. I showed him in books, images, and he said, that's not true. Well, we've kind of accepted that that is true. I think it's true. No one's ever seen every snowflake except perhaps the Almighty. But nothing better illustrates the idea of transformation, self-regulation, and wholeness than the snowflake. What is being transformed? And what is being self-regulated? Well, the self-regulation is they're circular in some way. 6 points. The variations are within that framework. And it's whole because it's circular. It can't move anywhere else. The circle completes it in a way. Every snowflake is a variation on a theme. And so, understand what Brigham Young said, that the function of creation was to beautify and give variety to the earth. And the reason the earth is beautiful, he said, is indeed because, he said, no two trees are alike. No two blades of grass are alike. If everything were the same, there'd be no beauty. It's all about the variation. I think our neighborhood is beautiful for its transformation, self-regulation, and wholeness. And I think that the trees that we see bespeak that principle that Brigham Young uttered. They're beautiful because they're not alike. They're always different, just like you, just like me, and just like all of us, even in the same day, we can be varied, transformed, self-regulated, but always keeping a sense of wholeness. So I'll send you these illustrations and examples that I've spoken of, Mozart and Benjamin Britten, and I'll say a little bit about them via email. Have a great rest of the day and a great tomorrow. Bye.